everybody, welcome to
Comic Gamer Movie Show.
Today, I'm back guest starring once again to review...
Why? I don't know. I'm sad. Sorry, people. We're here to review The Matrix Resurrection?
Question mark.
Matrix 4 for like...
4, because it is a sequel. Let's get that out of the way. It is a sequel.
It's a sequel.
It's not a... At the same time, it's a reboot. Is it a soft reboot?
No, it's a sequel. No, it's a sequel.
It's a direct sequel.
It's a direct sequel. That,
it's not a reboot. It's not a reboot. It is a direct sequel.
It's a sequel to the last Matrix movie. It's,
Yeah, that pair of butt cheeks. So if you ever hear that term again, he's the one that came up with it.
Yeah, I just called...
So let's just get started.
Okay.
This is a direct sequel to Matrix 3 Revolutions.
Directed by Linda Wachowski.
Former of the Wachowski brothers, but we don't need to get into that.
They got a Wachowski back to direct this.
One of the original two that directed it, and it shows and it doesn't show at the same time.
Visually, from a visuals perspective, it looks like The Matrix.
Yep.
It perfectly captures The Matrix, the way it looks, the way the world looks.
Now let me get into my problem. What he just said is also a big problem with the movie. It captures the original Matrix a little too much. And in my opinion, this is my opinion personally, it's lazy. Very lazy. They play so much... I mean, to be fair, people would say, oh, they're paying homage. No. Paying homage would be like, little things sprinkled. This was literally like, oh no, let's just rip actual scenes from the movies and put them in here. Like, literally when they go to do the red pill scene again, because they did it again. They did, literally. They shoot shot for shot this movie as it was. Almost... Not to the T, but like
Well, the original scene, I don't have any beef with because it turns out it was just like a fucking...
it was a flash, or it was a memory.
It was like what did he call it? It was like a
modem.
Modem, yeah, like it was like something.
It was something he was working on.
So that's why it looked like an exact copy because he was remembering. Let's just get this out of the way too. Let's just actually get into the film itself.
Yeah, that's true.
So the movie takes place
60 years after the events of Matrix 3 Revolutions.
Yeah. And in canon, it takes place 60 years later.
After, 60
Neo has been in the Matrix. He's been in the Matrix, but to him it doesn't feel like it's been that long.
No, to him it's only been like a few years, if that. He's a game designer, apparently.
Of
The Matrix. Owned by Warner Brothers. They had to throw that in there because Warner Brothers didn't throw their...
Granted, they did throw him in there to insult them.
Yeah,
because they were making fun of, they're gonna make a sequel with or without us, and they're gonna force us.
That's true. I didn't realize that.
You just realized they threw that in there to kind of be like, our corporate overlord, Warner Brothers, is making us do this.
Yeah, and Thomas Anderson, aka Neo, is a world-renowned game designer, and in fact, there is a hint in the. Again, this is called paying homage. If you remember the original movie, one of the I can't remember the trader's name off the top of my head, but that's what everything Neo has is what he wanted. Remember that? He wanted to be famous, but not that famous. He wanted to be rich, but not that rich. He wanted to be an author or something, and guess what he was? A developer.
It's why he was so willing to believe that.
Yeah, because I don't know if you noticed that, but I noticed I was like, wow, this is literally what that other guy wanted. Everything he had is what he wanted. And they just gave it to Neo, which is, I was like, oh, see, that is paying homage. This movie, though, holy shit.
But I did like I said, the concept that they're playing with, and the way they played with it is, they really want to mess with you, because they really want you to believe that, for at least in the beginning, that maybe the Matrix wasn't real. Maybe it wasn't real. Maybe it was all just,
It was all smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, and it
was all Neo's imagination, or Tom Anderson's imagination for this game that he created. So, and they really do play with you a little bit, but as they go along, it becomes very clear that no, the Matrix is a dream world, as Morpheus states. It is a dream world, and now they have to escape it.
Yeah, and he's kind of stuck. And the thing about it is Neo's having these breakdowns because his mind knows that this isn't true,
but he can't He can't. It's hard for him to fight it because they've been blue pilling him the whole time.
Literally
blue pilling him the entire time. So his mind is hard having to fight back. Plus something to do with. I don't know if this is a spoiler. Is this a spoiler? Bringing up, the whole him and Trinity thing.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'll just say Trinity is in the movie. I'll say that much.
And they tell you why.
Because
like a lot of us, we were thinking. I know he died. I know she died. I was like, I could maybe accept him living just because his body was right there.
Yeah.
Maybe they could have figured something out.
But this is how they explained it, and it is a little, I guess, cheap. I don't know. They basically took their bodies and rebuilt them. They fully fixed them, and they used their original source coding from the old Matrix and put it in their bodies, so they were able to retain all their memories and personalities and stuff, rather than becoming two new people, because that's what would happen. Mm-hmm. But that's why it's called resurrection, because they literally rebuilt them.
They created resurrect. That's what the
they
pods
resurrected
were.
them.
Even the pods were called resurrection pods
for a reason, and that's why. So yeah, Neo and Trinity are back, and
we're not gonna tell you why.
I'm not gonna tell you why, but they are back, and there is a reason why both of them are back. But I won't say any more than that.
But either way, a young captain discovers Neo's code, discovers that he's alive,
and she believes that he can, or he can save them again. But why did they need to save Neo? What was the crisis that they needed to save him?
Free more people from them.
I guess it was to free more people from the Matrix, because they never really say why they needed him. All that they tell you is that they need him.
I mean, he's the one. He's Neo, so I could see why they would want to free him. And I get it. He's still doing that, and it's Neo. He's the one.
Yeah, and because there really isn't, like, for example, in the original movies, it was the machines are coming to kill all humans. Yeah. So it was an obvious, we need this chosen one. This one, they don't really ever... What do they really need him for? Because some of the machines have turned against their programming and are helping
That's another big thing, is upon
Neo killing Smith in the original Matrix and freeing... And
apparently some of those machines saw that and went...
Yeah, because the original machine overlord, whatever, basically made a deal with Neo saying, you get rid of Smith, we won't fuck with humans anymore. And that's what they did. Mm-hmm. And the machines held true to that. And apparently that actually caused some robots to basically go, oh, humans aren't that bad.
Yeah, some robots, like, they all had sentient.
Yeah.
But they didn't have quite free will, I guess. But after what Neo did, a lot of those robots went, free will.
Yeah, basically.
And, of course, with free will...
Or as one of the characters explained, because they bring back another character from the original film, I'm not going to say who, but one of these original characters basically told them that it was the robots saw humanity no longer as a problem, because it used to, as she said, it was us versus them. Uh-huh. And so some robots didn't see it that way anymore. They saw it as, oh, well, it's not that simple anymore.
It's us.
It's us. It's all
Which is ironic, because that's why these robots were made in the first place, before, they had to go underground and everything. They were made to be us.
They were made to be servants of humans.
So it's pretty crazy that after all this shit, all the terrible things that they ended up getting to the point they wanted to be at.
It just took a massive war that scorched the sky.
But they got there.
They got there eventually. They're able to grow strawberries. That's not really a spoiler. It's really funny. Yeah, they're able to grow strawberries now. Terrific.
All right. Everything else talking about this movie might be a bit of a spoiler. So
a little bit, but not quite. We're not going to give away major beats.
I'll just get into the things that were an issue, which is
combat.
The action sequences, which is weird, because you would think with someone who helmed the original Matrix trilogy that they would be able to do the action sequences better.
Nope.
But the camera movements and the things that are actually happening on screen...
Very Resident Evil.
I didn't have as big of a problem with some of the actions that Seth did, but even eventually was just like, dude, there's not a lot of imagination with this action.
Yeah, very lazy. I thought it was I just thought it was very, very lazy. Very lazy.
There's not a lot of imagination with this action.
No, I mean, some of the beats were cool.
Yeah.
But literally they're overshadowed by, literally the camera is either shaking so much, or it's really up close in your face, or up close in their faces, that you can't really see all the fists and
Neo discovers a power, and that's the only one he knows how to use.
Yeah. Or he rediscovers it.
Yeah, rediscovers it. He never actually even uses a gun in this, actually, now that I think about it.
Nope, never uses a gun. I don't think he did any more in the...
Not to mention, at a certain point, I do remember it dawning on me being like, this may be one of the most unnecessary sequels of all time.
Oh, yeah. Very,
yeah. At a certain point, I was just sitting there and I'm a sequel guy. I made a video talking about I love sequels. If you got more story to tell more story. But in my mind, I started to stop and go...
Not every sequel is necessary.
I don't think this needed to exist.
Nope. I don't think it did either.
I'm like, the way you guys had to work just to make it happen... certain characters who aren't here, and the way you had to write why they aren't here. Yeah, just the way Neo and Trinity return, the way you had to write that.
Yeah, very unnecessary.
It makes me just go, this movie is unnecessary.
Yeah, and also it had a lot of problems, which made it even worse. God, what else can we say about it?
It's not, like I said, it's not a bad film.
It's not bad.
It's just okay.
It's very okay.
It's just okay.
Very okay.
You know, it's okay. It's like, all right.
I think my two biggest criticisms is the action, because they tried to do so much. Mm-hmm. But Keanu and Carrie-Anne Moss are older. They're like in their 50s, and they can't do what they used to do. And they tried to make them do what they used to do.
I can't even blame it on that.
Just not.
Well, just because even the youngsters weren't looking that fantastic.
That is true.
So it's just the directing itself. Like, I think they maybe, because like in the sequence where Keanu, which was in the trailer, was fighting New Morpheus. Like, I saw him, he could still move. It's just they're just shooting it so shit that I couldn't really. But you know,
and the lazy.
I will say I did enjoy Keanu and Carrie-Anne Moss in this though.
Yeah, no, they were probably the highlights.
God, that woman.
Very beautiful.
Is she? I think she's like 50 something.
Yeah, she's 50 something.
Good God.
Her husband, lucky dude.
Fucking A. She is still so beautiful.
Stop drooling. Stop drooling.
Every once in a while, I see a show with an older actress that I saw when I was a kid, and I know she's like in her 50s and stuff, and I'm just like, man, you age like fine wine, woman. Damn. Okay, yeah, but yeah.
Anyway, but I think my two biggest gripes.
I guess I can say that about Keanu too.
Hey, yeah,
as long as he's got the beard.
And the hair. But anyway, no, I think my two biggest gripes with it was the lazy writing in terms of like, you know, they really all like I said, they use a lot of footage from the original trilogy. A lot of it.
I mean,
to me that's lazy. That's very lazy.
Well, I don't mind a clip or two.
No, a clip or two, or
every once in a blue moon, but they do it all the time.
Yeah, and the combat was very. 5 seconds. Also, the combat was very unimaginative. It wasn't like the original spectacle, but...
All right, now we're rambling. Let's just give our scores.
Now we're rambling. I give this... You know what? I'm coming up from what I originally was giving it. I give it a 4. It's almost a 5, a 4.5. It's just lazy. I think that this movie is very lazy. This was a cash grab. Almost a cash grab. But not quite.
This movie had great concepts. It had big ideas.
I give it a 4.5. What did you give? I think I remember what you gave.
I'm gonna give it a 5.5. By the time I walked out of the movie, I didn't feel too much. Like, I was just like, okay, well,
yeah.
I don't feel. Like, it was like, well, I don't feel bad from watching it. I don't feel. But here's the thing. I don't feel better. I don't feel like, oh man, this is the sequel that I was waiting for. Those other two movies suck. This is it. I don't feel like that. Nope. It's just like, well, to be fair, it's another Matrix sequel.
This is better than 3. I'll give it that. This is better than 3. Right?
A little bit.
Just
a little. And the action, like, just not that much. It's not like, you know, like.
I mean, I will say this: I was scared because I'm a huge fan of the original movie, and
you were scared they were going to retcon it.
I was so scared they were just going to erase everything. But I was like, well, here we go. But they didn't. So
they did.
What?
You know,
good on you, Wachowski.
They made a direct sequel.
Good on you.
Was a very great direct sequel. No,
but they didn't. They didn't retcon everything and just start from scratch. I am happy about that because I am a fan of the first and somewhat a fan of the second one. Third one, not so much. Butt cheeks. But anyway,
Final Fight was cool in the third.
Final Fight was cool. Anyway, so 5.5, 4.5. But you know what? We do encourage you, if you are a Matrix fan,
just watch it on HBO Max.
Just watch it on HBO Max. Don't go to the theaters.
Don't spend money on this. Go watch it on HBO Max.
Yeah. Anyway, guys,
it's not worth it.
So I don't think there's anything else. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us on
Common Game Movie Show.
Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of us in the future, and we shall see you
on the next one.
Goodbye.